Okay, here's another video. I'm working on a 1988 Toyota 4Runner, and I'm having problems getting the back window to go up electrically. So I wanted to show you a couple of components. The first component I want to point out is this one right here. If you notice, when the window is up, this pin right here will force down into this area and block this piece from coming across. And all this piece does right here is move this piece forward so that you can unlock the rear tailgate. So with the window down, this piece is up, which allows you to lower the tailgate. Now, let me show you something else too. I'm going to unlock the tailgate. As you notice, this pin right here pushes against this switch right here. Now that switch is connected here and here. It completes the circuit, and then it allows your window motor to lower and raise the window. Now if you want to override this circuit, you disconnect this switch right here, and then you disconnect it right here. That takes this switch out of the situation, and then you can connect your battery cables, a positive to this cable, a negative to the orange one, which is green, and that should run your motor. And if you reverse the terminals, it'll probably allow it to go either up or down. Now another problem I had too was the fact that this tailgate was not closing completely. And when it doesn't close completely, you don't get a complete circuit either on the key, which is under here. There's a key slot to raise and lower the window. There's also a switch by your stick shift. But you got to make sure your tailgate is closed properly for there to be a good connection here and over here. Like I said, this is a 1988, but it's probably pretty common to other 4Runners of that era. This is a 4-cylinder. One thing too I'll tell you about the 4-cylinder, check for plastic guides on the driver's side. They're notorious for wearing out. And also, if you've got a tick, you probably got a pit in one of your rocker arms. So, all you're doing when you unlock and lock the rear door is this piece right here slides back and forth. I'll show it to you. Watch, it'll slide back and forth. See how that slides back and forth? And you see how the pin is still up? When you raise that window, this pin is going to drop down into that slot there, and it's going to keep this pin from coming up. See the way that comes up? It comes up, and it hits that switch right there, which I think completes the circuit, and allows you to raise and lower the window. So these are some of the things you can mess with if you can't get your window up. You could have a bad switch right here. You could have a bad motor. The way to figure out if you have a bad motor is just to jump start these two leads here, take the twist connects off, connect a 12-volt battery to that, and see if your window will come up and down. If your window comes up and down, it's probably this switch right here that's bad. And if you have to do it manually, you can't. You can't lower this tailgate with the window up. It's impossible, because this pin right here is going to be out of the way. Plus, your window will be in this slot right here. It'll be impossible to get your window down. That's probably a feature to keep you from breaking your window as you try and drop it. I've also heard stories too that this piece right here has to be in its proper place. This is your windshield wiper. If it's hanging down, supposedly it won't open. And I've also heard stories that if the screws in your rear license plate are too long, that they'll touch the window and there'll be enough friction that'll keep it from going up and down. So anyway, that should be enough. That should help you figure out the window. Not too complicated. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a panel on this, but I'm going to keep the rear screws off the panel. So all I have to do is disconnect the top screws. I can take that panel off, and then I can manually either jump start the motor, try and unlock it myself, or mess with this switch right here. I don't know if you can manually lower the window or not. I doubt it. You'll probably break something. So that's it. Enjoy the video. I'm glad to help you out a little bit.